Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back for another video. Okay guys, so before I start, I want to say I'm not a personal trainer. Okay, let me change that. I'm not a certified personal trainer, and I'm not a nutritionist, but these are just 5 tips that have helped me and things that I wish I would have known and someone would have told me when I started to work out. That way it would make things a little more easier and would have kind of changed my mindset. So without further ado, let's jump in. Thing number 1. I thought that by doing so much cardio and running and going, running, waking up, doing 30 minutes of cardio a day was really going to help me. But in reality, you need a balance. It's not all about cardio. Cardio is important because you're burning calories and burning fat and things like that. But at the same time, you need a balance between cardio and training. And by training, I don't mean you have to do like crazy heavy weights. Any kind of resistance training, things that stimulate your muscles and get that extra pump in and activate your muscles is really going to be helpful. So me doing all that cardio was helpful, but for my body and my stature, it wouldn't benefit me to just be doing cardio, which is the same for most people. So in order to lose weight effectively, I had to start changing up my way of doing things and incorporating cardio as well as training, as opposed to just leaning towards one. Because people like to think that by doing training, you get bulky or your muscles are gonna pop and blow, things like that. But it's all about the way in which you train. And everybody has to find what works for them specifically. So, excuse me. So that's number 1. You need to have a balance between cardio and training. Number 2. It's about what you put in your body. When I was younger, I had this crazy facade that I could go work out, burn crazy calories, and then sneak a little extra into my meal just because I was like, oh, I worked out. My body's still burning. It'll just burn right off. And the truth is that is far from correctamundo, okay? That is very wrong. When you're trying to get in shape, it's more so important of what you put in your body than what you're doing to burn all those calories. You can burn, work out as much as you want, but if you're not fueling your body correctly, then you're not going to see the results that you want. You may lose a little bit, and that is possible. You'll lose and start looking good, feeling good, but at some point you'll get to a point to where you're not losing what you want and you're hitting a plateau because you're not fueling your body correctly. If I'm working out hours a day and training hours a day, but I'm not refueling my body and putting back into it what it needs so that it can burn fuel correctly, I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm not going to see anything. So what you eat is extremely important. 3rd thing, guys, sugar. I thought that by not drinking, soda, juices, and by mainly drinking water and green tea, that I was doing myself a favor because I was coming back on my sugar. But the truth is, fruit, although it's healthy, has a lot of sugar. And for my body in particular, it was a little aggressive, So that's my 3rd thing. Pay attention to how much sugar you're putting in your body. Outside of juices, outside of sodas, look at the food you're eating and see how much sugar is in that. And I think that's what kind of flew under the radar on me because I was like, oh, well, fruit is healthy or these pancakes are making it healthy. But sugar, although it seems like a lot, like, 5 grams, but 5 grams times how many things you're eating, per serving. Because to be honest, who pays attention to the serving size? If you have pancakes and you try to do syrup or honey, you don't sit there and say, 1 tablespoon. You put as much as you want on there. So it easily stacks up and adds up, and it could be a kicker. So just be mindful of how much sugar you're intaking because it can really have an effect on, you not losing weight or that being a hindrance on that. Number 4, and I think this is extremely important and I want to stress this, is if you're trying to be healthy, it's about your mindset. It has to be, you have to think of it more as a lifestyle as opposed to a diet. If you're just, trying to get in shape for, a little event or whatever, yeah, go on a diet, go on a crash diet, but don't be surprised when those pounds and all that body fat, everything you burned off comes back to you. If you think of things, well, me in particular, when I think of diet, I think short term. And once that term is over, it's like, okay, I can go back to the way I want to be. Whereas now, it's a lifestyle. If you're at a point like me, myself, I'm at a point now to where I want to lose this weight and I want to be healthy, period. I don't want to start slowly, gradually getting it back on and gaining that weight. No, you know? So I treat like that when I eat. I don't starve myself, you know? I don't say, oh, I'm not going to eat any carbs. I'm going to erase all XYZ out of my, you know, out of my diet. That's not what it is at all. I change my lifestyle so that when I go out, it's not, oh my God, I can't eat this. What do I do? What do I do? I freak out and then I go back to eating the way I used to just because they don't have what I need there or what I want to eat there or what my plans and my diet call for. What I do is I learn how to substitute things. And that's the difference between going on a diet and changing things to lifestyle, because in a diet, if one thing falls out, it's like everything blows up. And you feel like, oh my God, I messed with my diet. Okay, I'll just start back again next week. No. Whereas a lifestyle, let's say you're doing good and you want a cookie. You eat that cookie and then you go back to the plan. You know, you get back to the way of eating because that's the structure that you have, to where if you want something, you eat it and it doesn't disrupt your whole mechanism that you have going on. Okay? Guys, being healthy, if you want it to be long-term, it has to be a lifestyle. It has to be a mindset that this is something I'm choosing. I'm not obligated to do this. I'm not obligated to say, oh my God, you offer me a cookie, I'm gonna faint, just get out of my face. You have to learn self-discipline and you have to learn self-control, because your lifestyle has to mimic what you want for yourself in the future. And that's one thing I didn't. When I was younger, it was all about diets because I wanted to lose weight fast, easy, and quick. I couldn't stand it. I was, okay, I want to lose 5 pounds. I want to get in shape. Let's just do it. What's the next best thing for me to do? Now it's a lifestyle, and it's so much easier to keep the weight off. No, don't get me wrong. There are things that I want, like a brownie or cookie. If I want it, I'll eat it. But I'll eat 1 or 2 as opposed to eating a whole 6 or a dozen like I used to, you know? It's all about self-control and knowing that in a lifestyle, things do happen, but you just keep on going, you know? You can't let it derail you. The 5th and final thing on my list, I want to make sure you guys can hear me when I say this, because it's one of the most important things you have to remember. It's not going to happen overnight. It takes time. You didn't gain all that weight in 2 days. You know, you put it on over a span of time. Again, speaking personally, those 35 some odd pounds that I gained after college, it wasn't just one day I just stayed at home and binged. It was slowly over time doing it. My metabolism slowed down. I was just eating, you know, I wasn't an athlete anymore. I wasn't a collegiate athlete anymore because, you know, those days were over. But my body was still functioning if I was still as hungry because this was going and going and going, but I couldn't keep up with it, you know? It was a pound here, a pound here. You look up a month, it's 5 pounds later, and then you wake up and realize, I'm big as hell, you know? So you have to give yourself time. It comes off gradually. It'll stay off. Especially if you want to keep that body weight off and that fat off, you have to slowly but surely just keep chipping away at it, keep chipping away at it, keep chipping away at it, because that's the best way for it to stay off. You know, if you lose 5 pounds in a week, imagine how quickly you're going to put that back on, you know? It takes time, guys, and you have to stick with it and you have to be disciplined, but it's definitely going to pay off. And I want to know, because I mean, it's surely paying off for me. And sometimes I tell you, I don't lose weight like I want to. And even now in the training, it's a little bumpy right now, you know, but it's a progress. And that's something I have to tell myself mentally. It's not going to happen overnight. You know, you're not just going to always keep losing weight. You have to change things up. And that's my body in particular. So I know if I'm going through that, someone else is, you know? So I hope these 5 tips of knowledge help you guys. These are things that I wish I would have known, especially when you're trying to build a mindset to be more physically fit. It's not just about going and doing it. You have to mentally be prepared for this, you know, and you have to let yourself know things ahead of time. Okay, if you weigh in, if I don't lose those 2 pounds, it's okay. Stay with it, you know? There are a lot of different variables when it comes to losing weight and comes to being in shape. So you mentally just have to be prepared for anything, and just hit it hard, you know? And as I said in my last video, you know, I did an appreciation free giveaway. So the winner of the bands is, drumroll please, The Problem 6 Thank you so much for your opinion, and thank you so much for your commenting and subscribing to my channel. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. I left my Instagram as well as my Facebook accounts in the description box below. So go ahead and shoot me a message on either one, and that way we can come in contact and I can get your band sent to you since we're in quarantine, social distancing. So thank you guys so much. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope that you were able to get some insight out of it. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's free to subscribe, guys. Thank you for your love. I appreciate it. And until next time, toodles.